Hello and welcome to another video. As I mentioned in my previous video, I would like to make more videos on EAD and continue telling more information about agriculture. And so yes, here we are. So what do we have here? Last time I fed my chickens, so we have eggs and okay, we have milk as well. Oh, and the other chickens. What about the pigs? Okay, some bacon. Oh, then it's gone. So actually, if you know the raising of pigs, or if you have a farm, it's called a piggery. And if you either own um, cows, so it's usually called a dairy farm. And in general, all, especially animals like these, which are reared in a farm, they are called livestock. But remember, dogs and cats, animals like those, they don't come under livestock because they're of very little use or importance to the farmer. Because let's say manure or basically fertilizer you can get from cow dung. Cow dung is basically its feces, and it is again used in farms. And like over here, as you can see, we have which crop is this, brother? Okay, sugarcane, and this is 100% soybean. So, fun fact about soybean. Example, if a person is trying to be vegan or he is a vegetarian and he's too much into gymming and he can't get his daily protein intake, he can try soybean. And the reason why, because it contains 46% protein and and around approximate, I'm not exactly not sure about the percentage of oil, but I think it is around 15 or 16% oil. So soybean is a very useful crop, and it has been, I think origin is in China, and apparently it is also called vegetable meat. As we are here in the game, okay, we need eggs, but how to do this, man? Nah. Oh, this is, yeah, I also bought this from another farm, but of course, as you can see, the only way you can get wool is from sheep. So you have to rear sheep as well. Another detail I would have liked the game if they had added it. Basically, to grow crops, I mean, it is a basic knowledge to everyone that you need water, but in the game, I can't see any application of water. At least there's not a single pipeline. There's not a hose over here. There's no sprinkler. There's simply nothing. There's not even a pipe. I mean, I'm assuming in game they might be using water from the river, but there's no evidence. So if they had added a little detail like a small line attaching to the farm, it would have been nice. I mean, it's those small details which make the game more interesting. But again, I think it would have become farming simulator instead. I mean, game should remain a game. There's no need to go in detail or in 2D. But I like those small details. And other than that, I like this detail a lot. Whereas you know, this is the funeral. Basically, they take farm produce and convert it into food for the animals. As you can see here, this is for pig, this is for chicken, this is for sheep, this is for cow, and pigs. Usually, at least in my country, there is very less demand for pork. Very, it's a small percentage of people who eat pork. But in other countries, damn, I mean, pork consumption is very high actually. It is, I mean, it was surprising because I didn't know. And other than that, what do we have here? Three apples. Nice. Mm, and this is your, I forgot to harvest. So this is apple tree. And this is basically to make sugar. As you know, sugarcane is also called cash crop. And the reason why is that you can always expect it to sell. there's always a high demand for sugarcane, and also, as you know, sugar is needed in almost majority products, even in restaurant dishes. Of course, in general, cooking is the main thing, but other than that, of course, in many other things basically. So hence it is called cash crop. Oh, sorry. Okay, we have curd and cheese. If someone has a dairy farm and if they have enough money, they can convert it into a. No, it's not the okay. So they can convert it into a processing unit if they have enough money. But in my country, it's not that easy for a farmer because his land holding is very less. And what do you mean by land holding? Basically, the term or basically for land, we use the term acre. If you have a farmland, it is measured in acres. So he has this many acres of farm. Basically, 1 acre is around 4,000 meters square. And if you have 1 hectare, it is basically 2.5 acres. And if you convert it in meters square, it will be 10,000 meters square. So basically, small or marginal farmers, which we call in my country, they have around 1 hectare, less than 1 hectare area. That is very less, but that is the bare minimum. Owning a land is not easy, and in other countries, I'm not sure. I think in Australia or Netherlands, I've heard that land holding is very high. They have apparently around 100 acres or more. Not everyone, of course, but many farmers have this. So that's a good thing, I would say. But I'm not sure if they're cultivating it or not. And the other reason is, as you can see here, this is called a seed bed. Basically, this is where sowing is done. Sowing, basically, I must have mentioned in the previous video, it means inserting seed into the soil. And as you can see, these lines in between, they are forming kind of a rectangular cuboid. These are called ridges in furrow. So if this was a detailed game, or if we could see if we could see in more detail the land, water flows through these furrows in between, and on this side, on the thicker side, plants grow. So this is like a major style, or we can say how land is prepared before crops are grown. And there are many. I mean, the land can be flat as well. And for example, I think a crop which I noticed is missing is rice. Rice is a very important crop. I don't know. I think I might get it the more I play this game. But in rice, you won't get the structure apparently, because the whole land is flooded with water. Apparently, it is a condition. I don't remember why, but it is needed for growth most probably. There might be other reasons. I will make sure to tell you soon. Oh, and wow, I think we have bacon. Oh, I had to make this shit over here. I mean, this game allows you to. This is events. Okay, okay. This game allows you to have decorations as well. I mean, one of this is here. I think it was for the game's anniversary. This one. I have to sell this soon. And another thing is, many people might think, like on this side, why are there no trees? Because I cut most of the trees. I'm really sorry. But this is kind of a hard truth that many times people have to cut trees because you have to convert some plain lands into cultivable lands like this. But nowadays, what people are saying that we can combine agriculture and forestries, and this is a separate course or separate subject called agroforestry, where you're growing forest trees, pine trees. It can be deciduous, evergreen. Evergreen and deciduous means trees which shed or don't shed their leaves, so they are separated on. They are given names on that basis. So you can go any type of tree, and you can also maintain a farm together. Example, neem tree, or it can be a mango tree. Like there's a farm, and in the middle of it, you can grow a mango tree. So we're combining both to kind of a sustainable method to not harm the environment. And of course, these things will take time. It will take time for the farmers to adopt it. Other than that, let's say even if you're cutting trees, later we uh, must also plant another tree in its place or in another place so that the tree count doesn't decrease. Then, mm, hmm, X. Move forward, chick. I mean, come on, do you need Tom and Jerry to come behind you? Hmm. Hmm. Feed 15 chickens, God. Fine, I will do that. What else should I send? Who needs some maize? Hmm. Booyah. Pumpkin. Lovely. I'll buy again. I'll get this one. Yeah, pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie. Interesting. At least in my country, we don't make desserts out of pumpkin, but in other countries, it might be common. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching.